Sup tubers, Audio Monster here, talking about the XDJ-RX, the original standalone. Now I bought this, not this one, but I bought one of these when they first came out, brand new. I was really happy with it. I'm going to talk about the points that I like about it. I'm going to talk about the points you may not like about it. This does not have a touch screen. That doesn't really bother me too much because the RX2, I thought I've had an RX2 also. I should have done a review on it before I sold it, but I didn't. So the RX2 has a little bit of a touch screen, but it didn't matter to me. It wasn't like a intense touch screen. So this one you could either play off USB 1 or USB 2. You could also, what I like about this is you can record your set right into here also. One thing my friend used this for back in the day when I sold it about 5 or 6 years ago, he has an extensive record collection. So what he did was set it to phono, hook up his turntables, and he started recording his vinyl into digital format on a thumb drive. I know you can do that on your computer. He just thought it was real neat to do it in here. This is a cool setup if you have turntables. You can have your decks on the side and have 4 decks. You can't go 4 decks all the time, like as in not actively, but you can. This is a standalone mixer. So it has has delay, echo, spiral, reverb, trans, flanger, pitch, and roll. So it's got, your main ones there. It's got filter, crush, gate, compressor, and noise here. So it's got decent color effects, at least more than just a filter. I like the way that it has the colored gain. It has, the proper knobs and such from a Nexus 2, like they're side mounted. You see that the shaft is side. It's not like this. So they're a little bit different. These pots are from Nexus. They're not a cheap one. Let's see. I really like these are different. The RX2, I really didn't like the hot cues. It's funny how LEDs flash. It really shows you on a camera how LEDs are light emitting diodes. They're not a constant light, so they flash. You could see it on the camera. But I like these. They're a little more clicky than the RX2. I didn't like the responsiveness of the RX2 at all. Even though these only have 4, I still liked them. Let's see. So let's talk about, I like having slip. I don't use it very often, but I do like having that. It's cool. I like having the track search right here. That's also cool. Let's see. This doesn't have grid adjust, I don't believe. You can't slide or adjust the grid. That's one of the downsides. I don't think the RX2 had it. It may. That doesn't matter to me, but it is a nice option. On the better controllers have that option. Just like a 400 over here. That's another thing it doesn't have. It only has search. And I like for it to have grid adjust and slide here. That's one of the things you're going to dislike about cheaper gear. The reason why I have the 400 is, actually I got this one to do tutorials on for people that have the 400, but this fader's bad. Yet another Guitar Center fail. So I ordered another one. I got to go return this one. Let's get back to the RX. Crossfader's not bad. It's not the highest quality. It has the club standard layout here. It has the club standard loop section. I do like the release So when you hit stop, it can wind down like a record. I do like that. It does not have a tension adjust, but the jog wheels are really good for scratching. They're not bad. They're real smooth. One thing I like about the higher end controllers is when you hit a cue point, it gives you a red line right where it is, so you could see where you're scratching. This does not do that. You kind of have to look at the sample as it's scratching and work with it to know if you're on the tip of the scratch or in the center of the scratch. The sample, I mean, sorry. I guess that's about it. There's, I mean, it's a standalone unit. It's a great unit. If you can't afford the RX2, these are still really good. There's nothing wrong with it. All the parts are available for repair. Like one of these CDJ units, I showed it in my other video. It's right here. It's a couple $100. So if you have a bad side, it's not junk. You can fix it. Everything's available, the crossfader, the sliders, all the knobs. You can buy everything. I don't know about the screen. That's one thing you kind of have to pay attention to when buying a used unit, is say it says the screen's messed up. You got to get online and see if you could buy a replacement before you get it, because you can't get everything. Sometimes you have to send it in to Pioneer. And that's another thing I'll tell you about. The first one I bought, I put an Inno fader in it, and I messed up. When I bought it, I put the Inno fader in it myself. Now, it's not that hard of a job, but I forgot that I left it plugged in. It wasn't on, but it was plugged in, and something happened to it by unplugging some of the internal guts. I just had the power cable in it. It was not on, like I said, but it never turned on again, and I had to send it into George Meyer Audio Video, George Meyer AV in California, and it was about $200 for them to fix it. When I got it back, it was fine. The Inno fader worked. Inno fader. I don't know why it's hard to say that. But I did pay $200 and shipping to get it fixed professionally. So be careful if you're opening these up. Always make sure to have this unplugged, obviously, even if it's off. And then make sure every cable's plugged in, because when you plug this in and turn it on, if every cable's not plugged in, you may short out the system somehow and have to send it in for repair. They never really told me what happened, but I think I did something to the power supply, basically. So I didn't have to pay for a part, which was weird. I remember they just fixed it, so I don't know what they did, actually. But I couldn't figure it out on my own. I think the RX2 plays more like they might play FLAC and all that stuff. This is MP3, AAC, WAVE, and AIFF, which is fine. They're a legit unit. I mean, I think these are legit. I prefer my Prime 4, but if you're a Pioneer guy, you're going to like it. It's definitely cool. So I'll keep this video somewhat short. Pioneer not DDJ. I guess I need more coffee this morning. But the XDJ-RX, it's a legit piece of gear. And, if you're a Pioneer person and that's all you got, it's way better than the RR. I've had an RR also. The XDJ-RR is kind of weak. It doesn't even have a booth output. You don't always need that, but it's kind of weak compared to this. So, and the mixer section feels way weaker for sure. So, all right, guys, Audio Monster out.